What he want to do?
Terence Crawford's 37. Devin Heaney said he thinks he would like him to retire. Do you agree with that statement?
He can do whatever he wants to do. He's been dominating for a long time too, so he can do whatever he wants to do. I would like to see him retire because it'd be hard for anybody to top that, and they just put him on the top 5 list, and he didn't stay there because he ain't ever beat.
Last question. Is Terence Crawford the greatest of all time?
Absolutely the greatest of all time.
Where does he rank?
I don't know, but he's not the greatest of all time. Absolutely greatest of all time.
Roy Jones Jr. just exposed the one missing piece in Terence Crawford's legacy. And it's not Canelo. It's the fight nobody expected, but history demands it. Roy Jones Jr. has completely rewritten the ending of Terence Crawford's story. While fans expect a massive Canelo rematch, Roy is pushing Crawford toward a different path, one almost nobody predicted. He says there is only one missing link in Crawford's legacy, and only one man who can close that chapter, Erislandy Lara, according to Roy. This isn't about money. It's about sealing off the only door Crawford left open.
As Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career, people like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, and more meaner than both of those guys. So you know if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take that blueprint, and do even.
To understand Roy's plan, you have to look at Crawford's resume. Bud conquered 135, 140, 147, and 154. Then shocked the world by jumping to 168 and beating Canelo. But right in the middle, he skipped 160. Roy Jones Jr. says that missing division interrupts the perfect chain. If Crawford goes back and wins a middleweight belt, the sequence becomes complete, and the argument for fighter of this generation becomes unshakable.
I don't know. I mean, I think he may want to go get a middleweight title because he skipped over that. He went dream middleweight. No, he went dream middleweight, then went super middleweight. So he may go back and just capture middleweight title to close the gap, like I wished I would have did with the cruiserweight title. So I think he does that, and that's it.
The middleweight division has been quiet for years, dangerous champions, but no global superstars. That's exactly why Roy wants Crawford to strike now. At 160, Crawford wouldn't be a challenger begging for a shot. He would be the hunter, the superstar, the man with leverage. Roy calls this the easiest path to maximum legacy.
I did want to ask you about Terence Crawford as well.
Yeah.
A lot going on with him at the moment. No one knows his next move.
Right.
What would you like his next move to be?
I think he should go down and win a title at 160 because he won at 47, 40, 54, 68. Go get 60, you close it off. That's fine.
Yeah. Would you like to see a rematch with Canelo?
Not really.
Okay. What about Canelo, I guess? What would you like to see in the future
I don't know. Canelo can do anything he wants to. He's done so much already. There's really not much left for him to do. So it's really, I think Canelo probably could either take the rematch or close the door because Canelo's done way more than that.
Everything changes on December 6, 2025. That's when Janibek Alimkanieli WBO, IBF, faces Erislandy Lara WBA for a massive unification. Roy says the winner becomes Crawford's immediate target. Janibek is the young knockout machine. Lara is the oldest champion in boxing, a Cuban master who has frustrated elite fighters for more than a decade. Whoever wins becomes the gatekeeper to Crawford's 6th division.
Age-wise, of course, everybody's going to say Erislandy Lara because he's 40. Mm-hmm. But I would never come out of my mouth and call Erislandy Lara a weak link. Mm-hmm. I think there's no elite fighters at 160.
While Janibek is dangerous, Roy secretly leans toward Lara, a Crawford versus Lara fight would be a high IQ chess match. To southpaws, to technicians, to master tacticians. And if Crawford beats Lara, a man who once gave Canelo serious trouble, it adds another chapter to the rivalry. I did it better than you.
Bud's like my brother. I've been with them for the past probably 7 camps. He's taken 0 shortcuts. He's always 100% to himself. He never cheats himself, so. We're just in a routine. We know what happens. We come out here, just pass the time working out. Pass as fast. You work out so many times a day and get to it. You're working the whole time.
Crawford isn't just watching from a distance. At the recent WBO convention, he sat next to Janibek's team, stared into the camera and said, "I got my eyes on you." Fans couldn't tell if he was joking or threatening, but the message was clear. Bud is stalking the 160-pound division.
Then, I'm going to sit down with my team. and we're gonna discuss what's next in the future for Terence Crawford. And you know, who knows? I might go down to 160.
Johnny, we're here next, looking for you, looking for December 6th. How you gonna do it?
Got my eyes on you, Jenna.
That viral clip confirmed Roy Jones Jr.'s theory. Crawford is already positioning himself for the winner of December 6th. That champion will be holding 3 belts, and Crawford wants every single one of them.
To catch up at Canelo Crawford, I just want to get your reflections on that fight first.
It was a great fight by Crawford. Fought a very smart fight, just like I thought he would. The only problem I had was I was worried about his shoulder because some stuff came out about his shoulder being sore. So I didn't know about that. But if he didn't have any injuries, I knew it would be an easy walk for him.
Are you surprised by just how kind of confident and comfortable Terence was in there at all?
No, not at all. Because if you watch Canelo struggles with guys that can box. Terence can box from both sides, left-handed or right-handed. So how could you be surprised?
So there's a lot of talk about what next for both men. With Canelo Alvarez, where do you think he goes from here?
I don't know. I think they're trying to have a rematch, so I don't know.
You think he can right the wrongs in a rematch?
But Roy's most controversial advice is simple: forget Canelo. He believes a rematch is a high-risk, low-reward trap. If Crawford loses, it taints the first win. If Crawford wins again, critics say Canelo was old or injured. Roy wants Crawford to chase history, not another paycheck.
Roy, but in terms of a fantasy fight, if you'd have ever shared the ring with a 168 version of Terence Crawford, would that have been an intriguing matchup?
Not really. I like Terence. Terence is a very good fighter, but Terence grew up on Roy Jones. It's hard to tell you these guys are going to whoop Roy Jones when they grew up, and they still asking questions to Roy Jones about how he did things. So they don't fully understand Roy Jones yet either. So it's hard to beat Roy Jones if you don't fully understand him yet. You understand me? So, I mean, it's cool. He's a great fighter, don't get it wrong. And it would have been an intriguing fight because he has a heart and he has confidence. And he's a very challenging guy. That's what I like about him the most. That's why I knew he'd beat Canelo, because he stands up to the challenge. So he would have been something to deal with for a few rounds earlier. But I was a different guy. I was much faster than 90% of the people I fought. You understand me? So it's like, with my speed level and with the precision and things, even him, I had him training yesterday. I watched him put together some 4 and 5 punch combinations, and I think it shocked him because of how quick he can do it. So it's not about necessarily talent. It's talent too, but you gotta have know-how with talent. I had know-how along with talent. That's what this kid has.
Crawford captures a belt at 160 pounds. He enters one of boxing's rarest clubs, joining Pacquiao and De La Hoya as a 6th division world champion. That's the kind of achievement that lasts forever. Roy Jones Jr., a man who chased history himself, wants Crawford to secure that final jewel. Because when the book of boxing is written...
Yeah, for sure. But it's still, when you look at it, it's still excuses. Like I said before the fight, every one of my biggest fights, I say, I'm going to be prepared for the excuses. When you so great and you so much ahead of your competition, they look at the fighters that you fight and say they nobodies because how much you beat them by or the level of skills that you oppose against them. So when I fight this guy, it's all he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, all he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse, So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy, it's an excuse. I beat this guy, he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh, man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, I do.
Well done. Right, so what's next for both fighters? Let's start with Terence Crawford. Where does he go? He's just stepped up to 168 pounds. and beat quite conclusively Canelo Alvarez there. And there's no one really now at super middleweight for him to test. Benavidez, he's gone up to light heavyweight. There's no one really in there. We saw Skull against Canelo, and Skull was quite slow and couldn't do much. I know Canelo stood off and didn't really stick it on him, but Skull showed no ambition. It's not a fight we want to see. I think really the only fight for both of these guys, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, is the rematch. Because where does Canelo go from here now? He's got a guy stepping up from welterweight, serving him up a bit of a whooping, because that's what it was. And now he's got, like, where does he go? He can't really compete up at light heavyweight because Bivol's done him. Benavidez has gone up to there now, and I don't think that's a fight he's going to fancy. I feel like a lot of people are saying he swerved that Benavidez fight, so I don't think he's going to want to go up to light heavyweight and fight him. So it's like the only sensible option, or the only real option, is the rematch. And that's the same for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's now 168 pounds. Who does he fight? Who does he go for next? It's difficult. There's no other real big names. I mean, there's a kid in England called Hamza Shiraz who's tapping on the door for something big. And I had a chat with him yesterday, and he's talking about the Canelo fight, and he'd take that. But realistically, is Canelo Alvarez or Terence Crawford going to want to jump in with Hamza Shiraz? I mean, Shiraz has got a great future ahead of him. I think he's going to do really well. But he's not in that mix, is he? If he gets an opportunity, go for it. Don't think Crawford would be interested. Canelo, it does nothing for him. So these two, really, the only fight for him is the rematch.
Is Canelo done after this? And if he's not, he has 2 more fights with Turki Al-Sheikh. What other 2 fights can we see from him?
When it's funny because when people ask me, are fighters done or this and that, I could never answer for a fighter if they're done or not, because it's a very personal decision from the fighter, including Canelo. As much as I hate him, actually, I don't hate, I just don't care for him. But if he wants to fight again or if he doesn't, that's obviously his decision. I have to respect that. So, but obviously, look, again, Crawford just took him to school. That's basically it. That's the bottom line. I mean, Crawford is older than Canelo, so we can't use the excuse that he's older, right? We can't use the excuse that, oh, well, he moved around too much. Well, it's your job to figure him out, right? Just like Chavez would figure out a fighter, just like I would figure out a fighter, just like any real great fighter can figure styles out. That's your job. I think Crawford did a tremendous job. Kudos to him. Sky's the limit for Crawford. And I really don't know where Canelo goes, seriously.
Terence Crawford's name should stand alone. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. We drop fire boxing content every week. Comment below, should Crawford chase Canelo or chase history? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.